Hey, how the hell is it going? It is Rich. Welcome back to the studio. Today, I am doing some digital drawing in Clip Studio Paint, and it was going to be dynamic anatomy practice, and it turned into an illustration of Maru from Evangelion. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's get into the anatomy. Right, so just to start things off, I'm using Clip Studio Paint, and if you don't have a file that you just keep as like a sketchbook, just all your random doodles, that's what you need to do. You always got to warm up before you jump into an illustration or anything like that, and this was just supposed to be dynamic anatomy practice, like I said, but I ended up loving it so much, I followed it to completion. I didn't paint it. I feel way more confident with lines than I do with colors, and until I study up more on color and color theory and making it all work better, I'm going to try not to make as many painting videos as I do. I just don't feel confident enough to teach it. But drawing and line art, absolutely. So this is Maru. I'm using a reference image from an Evangelion illustration art book. It's just called Evangelion Illustrations 2007 to 2017. And I don't copy. I'm looking at it. It's right next to me. And I don't take everything from the image. I take what I want, leave out what I don't want. So like in the image, she has a purse. I'm not taking the purse. I didn't really care. But I love the pose, the little smirk that she's giving, looking back at you, and her hair moving around. Creates good energy and composition. And that's what I wanted to take. So, as you saw right there, I just resized the whole thing. And when you're doing a pose like this, you want to pay attention to proportions and how the form is moving and changing as she's twisting her body and looking back. So what you're going to notice is, like, especially with the torso, because the planes change and what you're seeing at the bottom near the butt is like it's a straight on shot with the butt, and then as she's turning back you're seeing more of her side and then more of her front. Matter of fact, you don't see any of her front. That would be unrealistic, but you see more of the side of her body as opposed to the back towards the lower end of the torso. And now I'm going right into the inking. I've figured pretty much everything out. I got the anatomy down and the proportions look right, so I'm going right into the detail. Now glasses, I don't have a whole lot of experience with drawing glasses, and I wish I had more, but because they're so weird the way they sit on the face, they're slightly off the face and forward. So what some people tend to do, and what I really didn't want to do, was this thing where it looks like they're just drawn on the face, and I want them to look like a prop or something that's like actually sitting on the face and coming out a little bit. It's the key to three-dimensionality and making your drawings look realistic, is having like those little details that stand out, and that shows people like, oh, he really knows what he's doing. Like here with clothing and the folds, the way it's not drawn on or painted on the figure like so many of superhero costumes are. And that's the one thing that I really admire about manga artists and anime artists as opposed to American illustrators and stuff. So what I'm doing now is looking at the brush settings. I was looking for like the rotation tool, which is actually down at the bottom of the screen, and I don't like how Clip Studio did it. It's like these tiny little icons, like you could easily miss it. So I was like, there must be like a window or some sort of workspace display thing to show that, but there isn't. So I end up looking up later how to rotate the canvas, and if you hit R, it's a hotkey, hit R, and then you can freely move the canvas, and you gotta switch back to your brushes. And it's actually one of the icons on the left hand side, which I didn't realize off the back, but just hit R. There's also some other hotkeys, like dash will rotate it left, and the apostrophe will rotate it right. But anyway, let's stick to this drawing. Hands, the way you shape hands or form them will show a lot as far as emotion and particularly your knowledge of anatomy and stuff. The middle finger is always the longest, just by a little bit though. You don't want it super long, but just slightly longer than the other ones. The ring finger and index finger tend to be the same length. These aren't exact measurements because some people are different and have freakishly long index fingers or ring fingers. But anyway. So I want to pay attention to the anatomy that's under the clothing, but I also don't want to have the clothing have the same lines as the anatomy or as the figure. So here I'm, oh, my phone's going off. So here I'm doing some curvature lines to show the actual shape and volume of the figure underneath the clothing, so I don't get lost and lose some of the details or screw up the anatomy. Also just kind of wanted to demonstrate. So I messed up the arm earlier and I'm fixing that now. That arm is further back behind her. That's the arm, you can't see the shoulder of it, so that can easily throw you off if you aren't paying attention. And that is doing some crazy movements there, so always just keep practicing your anatomy, because you always have little things that'll throw you off. Like, I've been drawing for like 16 years, and that's not when I started. I'm not, you know, I've been drawing like seriously for 16 years, and things will still mess me up, like little things. And it's like just the way something bends, like that index finger on that hand. I gotta clean it up, but it wasn't that bad. But that arm, the way it's bending mixed with the way that the forearm's actually rotating differently than the bicep, and that it's going back in space. There's so many things to consider when drawing dynamic anatomy, and that's the key to dynamic anatomy. To make the anatomy dynamic means you're going to be bending and rotating as many parts as possible to make it dynamic. So, if you haven't heard of Frank Frazetta, I don't know what's wrong with you, but there's something wrong with you. Look up Frank Frazetta. He's really like the man when it comes to dynamic anatomy. And Jim Lee has talked a lot about it. It's about bending the figure and contorting as many joints as possible, and Jim Lee's a master at it too. If you aren't following him on Twitch, go and check him out on Twitch and on YouTube. But he's talked a lot about it. So it's about bending that figure, getting as much movement as possible, and even in like Mari's not doing anything exciting here. She's just looking back at the camera, but you get the hair moving, and you get, you know, as many little tweaks in the anatomy as possible. And I'm just saying, it will bump up your drawings a lot, just to have more movement. And I don't even know, I'm getting lost. In my own words, it'll make your drawings more dynamic, to add just a little bit more to the pose. And here I think I was Googling on how to rotate. Yeah, now I'm going to be messing with it. So I figured it out. Yep. So Clip Studio Paint, I like it. I'm not paying for it. I'm still on the free trial. But if you want a free version, we tried the trial, but Krita is also pretty damn good. When my trial expires, I'm not sure if I'm going to renew and pay. I might. I'm not sure. Might stick with Krita. Krita's been giving me some issues lately. Like the transform tool, messing around with the multiply layer, it wasn't working. It was very strange. Very strange. Probably just got to update my my programs. But if it doesn't start working, I'm probably gonna get this. Gonna pay for it. So yeah, here comes more detail. Pay attention to clothing details, because that can lend a lot to believability. Even if you aren't drawing realistically, if you're drawing in this anime or comic book style, the more detail that you put into your clothing, the more believable your anime characters will be, and that's what lends a lot of believability to anime characters. Because you have such stylized faces and exaggerated anatomies. If the world around them and the clothing that they were wearing wasn't believable, the character wouldn't be believable. So there you go. This thing's almost done. We'll clean up some lines. Another important thing about anime or manga drawing is line choice. Something that they don't talk about. There's line weights and line choice. What lines you decide to put in, what lines you decide to take out, play a lot to a believable character and the beauty of a drawing. So, just something for you to think about. Alright guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, go and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, like the video, I'd really appreciate it. Still a young, struggling channel. I think I just hit 600 subscribers. And I really appreciate all the support, guys. I will be making more dynamic anatomy videos. I'm looking at my analytics and I'm seeing those are my most successful videos. That's what you guys want to see. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I actually need to fix the shirt. I forgot to add some shirt on her back there. Here we go. Come on, Rich. Hey, if you guys are enjoying this content, go and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and like this video. Please help me promote this channel. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers so I can stream also from my phone. And when I can do that, I can stream myself drawing, you know, pencil on paper and using a brush and pens, like I actually prefer to do. But even though this is becoming really fun, I am liking Clip Studio Paint, so this might become a regular thing. But yeah. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What you guys want to see more of, and what do you guys think of Clip Studio Paint? I guess you guys liking it? I don't know. I really like Krita, and it's a free program, but this is pretty good too. So this is like a blend of somewhere between Krita and Photoshop. So I'm really enjoying it. I don't think I'm going to go back to Photoshop. These other programs just have more of what I'm looking for, you know. So thank you guys again. I'll talk to you later.